Welcome back to Peak Gearhead, the channel where we live and breathe all things automotive. I'm your host, your name, and today we got something absolutely wild to unpack, the all-new Ford Model R. Is this the off-road king we've all been dreaming of? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the specs, the design, and that all-important price tag. Let's roll. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's set the stage. Ford been killing it lately with models like the Bronco, the F-150 Raptor, and even the electric Mustang Mach-E. But the Model R? This is Ford taking everything they've learned and cranking it up to 11. Think of it as a love child between the Bronco Raptor and a sci-fi adventure rig. So what's the deal with this beast? Let's break it down. First up, the design. The Ford Model R is built to dominate both the trails and the showroom floor. Picture this. A chiseled body with a wider stance than the Bronco, rocking 37-inch all-terrain Goodyear tires right out of the factory. That aggressive front grille? It's got integrated LED light bars that scream, "Get out of my way." The hood's got functional vents for cooling, and the skid plates underneath are beefy enough to shrug off boulders. This thing looks like it could survive an apocalypse, and honestly, it probably could. Inside, it's a gearhead's paradise. You got a 14-inch touchscreen running Ford's latest Sync 5 system. Super responsive, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The seats? Heated, ventilated, and wrapped in water-resistant synthetic leather. Perfect for when you're muddy from a day on the trails. There's even a digital gauge cluster that flips between off-road telemetry. Think pitch, roll, and tire pressure, and standard driving info. Oh, and check this out. A modular cargo system in the back with lockable storage bins. Ford's clearly thinking about the overlanders out there. Now let's talk power, because that's why we're all here, right? The Model R comes with two powertrain options, and both are absolute monsters. The base model rocks a 3.0-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6, pumping out 400 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. That's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission and Ford's GOAT modes. You know, goes over any terrain. We're talking mud, sand, rock crawl, the works. But if you want to go full send, there's the Model R Extreme. This bad boy swaps in a hybrid setup. That same 3.0-liter V6 plus an electric motor, pushing a combined 500 horsepower and 550 pound-feet of torque. Ford claims it'll do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. Insane for an off-roader this size. Plus, you get about 25 miles of electric-only range for stealthy campsite cruising. The battery's tucked under the floor, so it doesn't compromise ground clearance. Smart move, Ford. Off-road chops? Untouchable. We're talking 13 inches of ground clearance, locking differentials front and rear, and a suspension lifted straight from the Raptor playbook, long travel Fox shocks with adaptive damping. Ford says this thing can ford water up to 36 inches deep. No snorkel needed. Whether you're blasting through dunes or crawling over rocks, the Model R's got you covered. All right, let's get to the big question. How much is this dream machine going to set you back? Ford's playing it smart with the pricing. The base Model R starts at $58,995. Not cheap, but competitive when you stack it against a tricked-out Bronco Raptor or a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. You're getting a ton of kit for that money. Those 37-inch tires, the big screen, and all the off-road tech baked in. Now, the Model R Extreme, that jumps to $74,995. Yeah, it's a premium, but you're paying for that hybrid power, extra luxury touches, like a Bang and Olufsen sound system and a panoramic sunroof. Plus, Ford's throwing in Blue Cruise hands-free driving for the highway stretches. A $2,000 option on other trims, but standard here. When you factor in capability and the hybrid efficiency, it's a solid value for the segment. So is it perfect? Well, almost. The base model's fuel economy isn't stellar. Expect around 18 mpg combined with that gas V6. And at over 4,800 pounds, it's not exactly a featherweight. Some might say the Extreme's price creeps too close to luxury territory. Could it scare off the hardcore off-road crowd? We'll have to see how it shakes out when these hit the trails. Here's my take. The Ford Model R is a statement. It's Ford saying, we're not just keeping up with the off-road game, we're rewriting it. The design's bold, the performance is bonkers, and the price? It's right where it needs to be to compete. Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-on overland addict, this rig's got the goods. I can't wait to get behind the wheel and put it through its paces. Stay tuned for that review.